Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It is Tuesday morning. Welcome to a Backyard Shenanigans early edition. I was supposed to do this yesterday, y'all, but when I came from the beach, I was so relaxed and I was in such a calm and just relaxed space that I just didn't want to do this yesterday. It's actually two plants. Now, these are the sun sugar cherry tomatoes that I got from Home Depot. I got cucumbers, I got bell peppers, and I got these tomatoes. And within 24 hours, y'all, the cucumbers died. About a week and a half, just short of 2 weeks, the bell peppers died. And the tomatoes is the last thing standing. Y'all look at the community post. I believe I said all of that, and I said what I was going to do. I think I already knew what the culprit was, but then I watched Homestead Heart recent video about how she lost her crop. And her husband, they figured out what the culprit was. And y'all, I think it might be the same thing for me. So what I said I was going to do was up pot the tomatoes and try to save them. And just put them in a different medium and see if that make the difference. Now, what I have here is the last of my double sifted soil from last year. And y'all know that was mostly that Kellogg garden soil, I think. I said I wasn't never going to buy it again because it's a 3 cubic foot bag, and like 1 cubic foot is trash. And when I say trash, y'all, I mean big pieces of wood chips and rocks. I had glass, plastic, not a whole lot, but you know, like enough. I might have to get that to correct this humongous issue that I'm probably gonna have, y'all, this year and maybe for the next few years. We have to see. I use this, one of my little broken vase oil pots, y'all, the terracotta pots I use for oil. So this was my measuring cup, this was another measuring cup, and then this was another measuring cup. So for this measuring cup, I measured, I believe it was 5 or 6 of the garden soil, 1 of the perlite, and 1 of the vermiculite, and then 2 of the peat moss. Then I measured 1 scoop of this, that's azurite, and then I measured 1 scoop of this, that's earthworm castings, and I believe I measured 3 scoops, and this is the 1010 granular fertilizer. So that's what I have, y'all. Let me mix this up, and then I'm gonna come back and show you how it looks with it all mixed up, because I'm doing this on one hand. I don't have no setup. So let me go ahead and mix this up, and then I'll show you what it looks like. Oh, and by the way, this is this green tarp you see. This is one of the TEMU little garden mats I was telling y'all about. So see how I can keep everything enclosed. I don't have a mess all over the place. So I'm using this to mix my soil in on my table. And then this is my TEMU Mister spray. And I'm going to be using that to kind of wet this down as I mix, because y'all know that perlite especially is very dusty, and I don't have a mask on. You know, you don't want to breathe that stuff in. And really none of this, you don't want to be breathing in and getting it in your throat and your chest and your lungs. So I'm going to wet this down as I mix it up, and I'll be right back, y'all. All right, y'all, I have everything mixed up. This is how it looks. It's a nice mix of everything that I mentioned before, and I'm gonna put it in this bucket right here. And this actually looked like, oh yeah, this is the bucket that I bought my Royal Lee cherry tree, and this is a 5-gallon bucket. So I'm gonna use this 5-gallon bucket. At least that's enough space, definitely, to see if the cherry tomatoes are going to thrive, see if they're gonna recover and thrive. So I'm gonna get this filled up, but I want to show y'all something. So you see these holes in the bottom, and obviously that's big enough for a lot of the soil and stuff to go through. So what I like to do, if I'm working in a container with a lot of this is so hard to show y'all with one hand, but if I'm working with a container with large holes, or you know, large-ish holes, and I have this soil which is pretty dry, I dampened it down a little bit, but that was just a misty spray. What I like to do is, and I hope I have enough, let me get a little bit more pump action, y'all, so this will actually work. But what I like to do is just mist the inside of the container. That wet it down just enough to like hold on to the soil so much of it don't fall through the bottom. So I am going to do that. And you see the bucket, it's not soaking wet, but it's damp enough. And then I can start. Let me make sure this is all the way on the mat. Y'all, I'm so sorry for for the presentation, but it's early in the morning. It's barely 7 o'clock, y'all, but I want to get out here and get this done because I was supposed to do it yesterday and I didn't. So I'm gonna fill up this container, and you can see there, like you can see the soil kind of sticking to the side, and it just helps, at least in my opinion, to not have so much of the soil slip through the bottom. And then what I'll do is put a little bit of the soil in and then just mist it down. I want this soil to be damp anyway, kind of through and through. I don't want the tomatoes to have to go through any more shock than what they already going through and more struggling. And this is just a misty spray. Oh, and I wanted to show y'all, let me see if you can see this. So when you press this down to spray, you can actually scoop this up. That way you don't have to hold it down, and it'll continue to spray. Then when you finish, you just flip this back. I hope y'all see that, and then it stops. All right, y'all, let me fill up the rest of this container with the soil. And even if I don't have enough to go all the way to the top, that's okay. If I can at least get about 4/5 way to the top, which I think I have at least that much soil, then that's good enough. Looks like I had enough for the whole container, and I don't want to fill it all the way up to the top, because when I water or if I fertilize the side dress, you know, whatever I want to do, I want to have enough room so that stuff doesn't spill over the side. So I had enough for that, and then a little bit left over. So, and again, y'all, I'm sorry I can't do this with one hand, but these are what the 2 sun sugar tomatoes are looking like. This is one small one, and then here is the other one. Y'all, let me go ahead and get this potted up. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here is the end result. So I potted up the 2 sun sugar, and here's the tag just so you can see it. The sun sugar yellow cherry hybrid tomatoes. This is how they look in their new home. This was the smaller one, and it looked kind of rough. Let me see. What is it focusing on? This is the smaller one. It looked the roughest of the 2. And then here is the one that was able to grow a little bit larger, but still, you know, still looking kind of rough. And then the leaves that were looking the worst, the dead leaves or the really yellowing leaves, I just pinched those off. No need to leave those on the plant and for it to waste energy on those. I wanted to really focus on getting a strong root structure. I did bury them kind of deep, but that's how I want them, and it's still a good amount over the top. I started to prune off some of the lower leaves, but with cherry tomatoes, that's one big difference between the cherry tomatoes and just standard tomatoes that I find. The pruning, I don't do as much pruning on my cherry tomatoes as what I do my regular tomatoes. Now also you got to go into indeterminate and determinate. These are indeterminate, so they will grow forever and ever. So I will prune an indeterminate more than a determinate, but I also prune my cherry tomatoes less than I prune regular tomatoes. That's just the way I do it. You know, that's just the way I do it. And we'll see, because depending on how much leaf growth I get and how prolific these sun sugar tomatoes are, I might, you know, go to prune town with these too. But this is a quick clip, y'all. I just wanted to show you what I was doing. I got these tomatoes repotted. I'm gonna find somewhere to put this pot in the days to come. But for right now, I'm gonna just leave it right here. It's overcast, so we might get some rain today, which I hope will help. I mixed it in the soil at the top, and then I just took the rest of it, which was maybe about half left, and then I just slowly poured it in, give the soil a good soak for these tomatoes. I'm getting ready to get my day started, and then when I come back in the afternoon, I'm gonna check on these tomatoes and just see how they doing I'm gonna baby them for a while, y'all. We gonna see what we can do, but do the best I can. But these are the Bonnie Sun Sugar Yellow Cherry Hybrid Tomato. I repotted them, y'all, because I think I got something going on, and if I do, it's a major issue for the 2024 Backyard Shenanigans garden, y'all. 2024, probably 2025, and maybe even into 2026. But we're gonna see. You know, we're gonna see. Thank you for joining me in today's video. Please remember to subscribe to my channel. Click that notifications bell. Like, comment, and share with everyone you know. And until next time, be safe, be well, and be blessed.